Hey guys, how are you doing? I'm doing something very special today because I had wanted to make this video a long time ago, but I decided to wait to do it until after I was done uploading the entire season of the screening room with Adenike, which I just completed uploading. So make sure to go watch that. Thank you to everyone who has watched it. Okay, so this is going to be my Naija story. Most of you know that I was based in the US, and suddenly I was in Nigeria and I refused to go back. And people have been asking me consistently, Adenike, are you based in Nigeria now? Adenike, are you based in Nigeria now? Well, finally I'm going to tell you the story, and I'm trying to keep it as short as possible, but you definitely want to watch this and maybe you can learn one or two things. Okay, all right, so here goes my story. All right, so ending of 2014, I was in Atlanta, Georgia in the US, and I started thinking about moving back to Nigeria. Now, I had just gone to Nigeria. I was in the US. I had just come to Nigeria rather for Nollywood Movies Awards. I remember talking to you guys about that, and I went back to the States, you know, seeing the possibilities that laid in Nigeria for me, and I started thinking about it like, you know, I think I'm going to pursue this passion that I have that's been a hobby for a while now, but I want to make a career out of it. So I started thinking about it. I told my pastor, started praying about it, so told my parents as well, and I just started working towards it. So May of 2015, I packed my bags. I did not renew my lease for my apartment in Atlanta. I just packed my things and just decided to move to Lagos, Nigeria, to pursue this passion in my heart and this thing I just wanted to do. So of course I'd been planning, you know, making arrangements for my relocation and everything. So come May 2015, I packed my bags and relocated back to Nigeria. Now, if you think about me, number one, my parents aren't based in Lagos. I've never lived, even before I traveled out to the States initially, I never lived in Lagos. My parents have always been, you know, either traveling back and forth, but based in Akure, Ondo State in Nigeria. So I'd never lived in Lagos, but I did have family, but they lived in Ikorodu area of Lagos, and you know, for entertainment career you have to have easy access to the island, Lagos Island. So I decided to stay with one of my amazing, or two of my amazing friends, incredible people. Thank you, Lamide, LMD, thank you so much. Thank you to K. God, it's only God that can bless you guys, but these guys allowed me to come stay with them. So I literally came back to Nigeria and moved my things. They were staying in Naija then, just went straight to their house to leave. Now this will be my first time living in Lagos. My parents are not in Lagos, right? I didn't even see my parents for months after I came in. I wish someone had told me, like drummed it in my ears, like Nike, get a car, Adenike, get a car. I wish someone had done that for me, but no, I did not have a car. Then I moved to Lagos. So I decided to pursue this dream. So I had two aims of moving back to Nigeria. One, I wanted to pursue a presenting career. I wanted to be on TV, you know, do this thing I have so much passion for. And number two, I wanted to have my own show, The Screening Room with Adenike, on television. So those were the two things that initially brought me to Nigeria. I just wanted to see what possibilities laid in Nigeria for me, you know, with this career, this passion that I have. So I moved back and, you know, started meeting a few people, letting people know that, oh, I'm in Nigeria now, I want to do this, I want to do that, and all of that. When you're moving back to Nigeria, 10 people will make promises to you. Oh, come back, we'll help you. Out of 10, only 2 will come through. Only 1 will come through all the way for you. Like, yes, I'm telling you guys, not because the 10 people are mean or the 8 people are, you know, god-awful people, but people just disappoint. Don't put your faith in men, put your faith in God. That's by the way. Anyway, so I moved back to Nigeria and I was in Lagos without my initial, you know, my parents and all of that, and I didn't have a car. So I was taking, of course I saved some money coming back to Nigeria, so I was taking cabs a lot because I've never lived in Lagos. So I didn't know anywhere, I didn't know how to jump buses, I didn't know, you know, it was a bit coming from the States. I was like, oh my gosh, IJGB, you know, I can't take a bus, you know. So I was taking cabs everywhere I went. Boy, I ran out of money, faster before, and I came doing fuel scarcity again. So yeah, if you remember 2015 summer, electricity was bad, and then fuel scarcity, man. So transportation was even more expensive. I was taking cabs everywhere. You know, Mr. Paul, shout out to you. I had a cab driver, my party of life. Anyway, so I started running out of money, and of course my parents couldn't get me a car then, so I was pretty much dependent on God. I remember the first time I tried taking the bus, like Danfo in Lagos. I was going from Ajah and about to Ikeja. Man, I had a panic attack at the bus stop. The way people were rushing for the bus, I had a panic. I just my friend needs to tell you the story. I just couldn't. I ended up taking a cab that day, but I started running out of money. You know, I stayed with my friends and I was pursuing this dream. So we started filming. Shout out to Ola, Yemi, Church Boy, Victor, David. Shout out to Bola. Oh my gosh, like I'm gonna talk about them much later, but these people were amazing. So we started filming, but of course they have their own lives, so we couldn't film fast enough. So even though my initial plan to come to Nigeria was to come for 3 months and then go back to the States, you know, 3 months, film the show, bam bam bam, make a few connections, go back to the States, come back again, you know, that was the initial plan. God had different plans for me. So yeah, so we started filming, but we didn't film fast enough. We just couldn't. You know, life was happening really, and so I'm still here. Since I came last year, I've not been back to the US yet, but I do hope very soon I'll be able to go. So we're filming the show. That's why, again, sorry, for those who watched the show, you realize that I talked about some old movies. Then they were recent, but because it's been a year and we're just now releasing the show, that's why it's so old to you guys. But we filmed it since last year. So we started filming. I was attending auditions. Auditions in Lagos. My dear, the thing with my I don't see a shocker. Like, they will call for an audition. If they call for an audition, they say it starts at 9, be there by 5. I'm not exaggerating. I know Ebony Live TV had an audition one time. They said it was going to start at 9 a.m. I got there by 7. I was number 45. Did I get at 7 or 6? 6:30, 7-ish. I was number 45. By 12 noon, they had almost 500 people to audition for presenting positions. It was incredible. I went for an audition once. I got there by 7. They said it was going to start at 10. I got there at 7. They didn't start until 2 p.m. and they had no apologies, like, yes, okay, whatever, we are going to start. We are waiting for the owner of the show, blah blah blah. And we waited. They started at 2. 9 p.m. they ended. They did not pick me. They didn't pick me. As in, I wasn't even top 3. You can imagine, I was devastated. I'm laughing now, but it wasn't funny. I was devastated, and I had not eaten. They didn't give us food, no water. I had to go buy water. So what? And on the island, water that should be 15 naira, they'll sell it to you 200 naira. Sorry for another day. Anyway, so you know, I had so many incredible experiences, and it was just crazy, you know. So I had all of that, but in the midst of auditioning and trying to put myself out there and just search for opportunities, I was filming my own show, The Screening Room with Adenike. All right, so eventually by December of 2015, we finished filming the show, The Screening Room with Adenike. But man, I was out of money. I was completely broke, dead broke. And of course I'd gotten a few gigs here and there where they would pay me maybe 40k or 50k, or you know, just to host red carpet or do something. So I'll do that, and those things will put a little money in my pocket and also expose me. But by then I was out of money. I'd stopped taking cabs. I learned how to take buses, and then my friends I was staying with at Ajah had a few accommodation problems, and we all had to move to different places. So I ended up moving from Ajah to another friend's place at Sulere, which is where I am right now. I'm still staying with friends, yes, but I have amazing friends. I have destiny ordained friends. I'm going to talk about that later. So I'm still saying my friends are still really now. Amazing people. Amazing people. Have I said they're amazing? Anyway, so yes, so I had accommodation issues. In the middle of all of that, I learned how to take buses in Lagos. Like, they didn't teach me. I learned myself. Now I know some key places in Lagos and how to take buses. When we were filming the studio portions of The Screening Room with Adenike, I styled myself. You know, I would carry my box full of clothes. I would carry my box full of clothes, everything, my laptop, everything, wake up early, jump on a bus. I can't pay for extra seats, so I'll put my box on my legs. I remember the day we wrapped, my makeup artist, who was supposed to get money so she could take a cab to go home with all her makeup equipment, told me, Nike, take this money, use it to take a cab and go home, because I was exhausted. By the time we were done filming, God is a great God. But in the middle of all these things going on, I mean, I cried though. I cried there. If I could have cried blood, I would have cried blood. I was the frustrations, pain, tears. I mean, these are things you don't see on my Instagram. You know, I was broke ass Nike. But